Hello everybody, my name is Alexander Kazina, aka Kozibear, and I'd like to thank you for joining me this evening for another installment of Season 4 of Kozibear's Cooking. Episode 5, the end is soon approaching, but not quite there quite yet. This is a limited run 7-episode show that you can watch live on twitch.tv/CozyBearLive every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time between January 31st and March 13th. It is currently February 28th. We're right at the precipice of the leap day. And if you miss one of my episodes live, don't you worry. I will be uploading and publishing VODs of all my prior streams to YouTube every Saturday following their initial broadcast. I still need to upload one of my prior dishes to Instagram as well. Got to get to that. I have a great episode in store for you, so let's get this ball right and rolling. Tonight, we are going to be making two different types of Apex cookies and one Apex Legend milkshake from Apex Legends, the official cookbook. I want to thank my sister because she actually got this for me for my birthday, which was on February 1st, right at the beginning of the month. Initially, I had plans to do a different kind of dessert dish for this stream, but it was proving a little bit complicated. I wasn't able to really kind of make it work. And when I learned of this recipe book's existence, I was like, you know what? You can get this for me and I'll try to find a couple of recipes that I can make for tonight's stream from this cookbook. And I went through it, weighed my options, and I decided, you know what? I'm going to make 3. Give me a moment. Recipe number 1, I'm going to be making a yellowish looking cookie called Miraculous Lifesavers. Number 2, I'm going to be making a reddish strawberry flavored cookie called Strawberry Cookies for Newton. So I don't exactly have these names memorized off the top of my head. And then for the third thing, I'm going to be making a milkshake, a blue colored or rather turquoise colored milkshake called Stim-Ulating Mint Milkshake. That's the current plan for the evening. Plan is that I'm going to make the 2 cookies first. I'm going to put them in the oven, bake them a little bit. And then while they are baking and after they have baked, I will make the milkshake to go along with them. Normally, the way I do these streams is I prepare the dish, I put the dish in the oven, and then I play a little bit of Pokemon. However, because both of the cookies only take like 12 to 13 minutes to bake, I will be foregoing playing Pokemon this time around. So yeah, we'll just spend most of the stream with this cooking layout. Let's go ahead and let's zoom out real quick. There we go. All right. So the plan is, yeah, we're going to prepare our 2 cookies first. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the Miraculous Lifesavers first, and then we'll prepare the strawberry cookies second. Let's see here what it has to say about these cookies. AJ is one of the best support legends in the games because she remains spirited with as much care and attention as she does bullet wounds and blunt force trauma. By the way, it's really hard to read the text here. I don't know why, but it's very gray. Sometimes she sneaks an extra ration of her famous lifesavers into her backpack, so her teammates are happy and fed after she makes sure they don't die. AJ said the recipe was her mother's specialty, but she also rolled her eyes. I think this was sarcasm, because I've heard her say her mother's actual specialties are death and war profiteering. To make this, we're going to need 1 cup of butter at room temperature. We have our butter right here, slowly warming up. We're going to need 1.5 cups of sugar, 3 teaspoons of lemon zest, 2 teaspoons of lemon juice, 1 egg, 3 cups plus 1 tablespoon of flour, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, 1/4 of a teaspoon of sugar, 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt, and 1/4 of a cup of pearl sugar. Now, pearl sugar was something that I had a little bit of difficulty coming across. I wasn't able to find any place that sold it. I did find a recipe online to make pearl sugar, and I would have made it, but I literally just ran out of time doing so this weekend. It's apparently very easy. All you just got to do is you just got to melt some sugar into water and then keep it on the stove for a little while. Again, doesn't seem particularly difficult of a recipe, but it just seemed like something that was going to take a little while, and I just did not have the time. So I went to Bulk Barn, which is a Canadian retailer that sells all sorts of fun baking supplies and whatnot, and I got myself some white sprinkles. Not exactly a perfect replacement. I apologize to anyone that would take offense at me not using pearl sugar, but that's just how it's going to be. Let's read the steps for this particular recipe. In a mixing bowl, combine the butter, sugar, and lemon zest and beat vigorously with a hand mixer for about 2 minutes. Add the lemon juice and egg and continue to beat until well combined. Gradually add the flour, baking powder, and salt, scraping down the sides with a spatula after each addition. Cover the bowl with plastic wrap and refrigerate for 60 minutes. We actually have a chest freezer right next door, so maybe what I'll do is I'll like freeze it for like 20 or 10 minutes. Keep it simple. Number 2, preheat the oven to 350 degrees and line a baking sheet with parchment paper. That 350 degrees is the kind of the same thing for the strawberry cookies. Actually, the strawberry cookies require 375. So what we'll probably do is we'll probably split the difference, go 365 so that they both are at around the same level. Place the pearl sugar in a bowl using your hands. Shape the refrigerated dough into even walnut-sized balls and roll each thoroughly in the pearl sugar. Press into the sugar slightly to adhere. Then arrange the cookies about 1 inch apart on the prepared baking sheet so they will not touch as they expand. Bake for about 11 to 13 minutes in the preheated oven until the edges are light and golden brown. Take the baking sheet out of the oven and allow the cookies to rest on it for 5 minutes. Remove to a wire rack to cool completely. And then finally, store in an airtight sealed container. So yeah, a few things that we need to do here. I think that what we should probably start with first is actually taking care of the lemon, because I don't have lemon juice or lemon zest, but I do have the individual lemon, which we can derive these things from. So let's go ahead and let's start with that. Give the butter as well a little bit more time to warm up too. Ugh. Right. Let's start off by zesting a bit of our lemon onto this. Oh, probably don't want to use that. I'll use this grater, this side of the grater. At this point, like, I'm basically going through it, zesting the whole lemon. I figure in for a penny and for a pound. Might as well get as much of this out of the lemon as I possibly can right now, because it will be more difficult to do so after the lemon has been juiced. Okay. Oops. The recipe is moving apart. Let's see here. We need 3 teaspoons of lemon zest. And I'm trying to figure out what would be a good bowl for this. I'll go with this one. Because I think the strawberry cookies might be a little bit more of a hassle. Might be a little bit bigger. Okay. Just wiping the lemon zest from inside the thingamabob. We got 3 teaspoons. Number 1. Number 2. And hold on, let me get a little bit more in there. Just to make sure they're nice and aromatically lemony. Number 3. There we go. Interesting. So actually we don't add the lemon juice right away, which is not what I was expecting, but not a huge deal. Hold on. Now I just have to figure out where I want to put this. The problem is that because I'm making so many different things that require so many different ingredients, I actually don't have that much space on the table in front of me right now. There we go. That'll have to work. Okay. Let's go ahead and let's get the sugar. There we go. We need 1.5 cups of sugar. Pretty easy and straightforward. So it's a measuring cup right here. Let's see. It's 1 cup, and next we need the 1/2 cup. A little bit more. There we go. Okay, now for the cup of butter, like I said, has to be room temperature. Feels like it could maybe be made a little bit more warm. We've had some bad experiences with butter in the past not being as pliable as you want it to be. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to take this chunk of the butter over here, which is going to go on the mixed in with the other cookies. And I'm actually going to just take a real super duper BRB quick break so that we can microwave this just for a skosh. Your boy is back, and I think I might have slightly overdone the butter, but most of it is unmelted, which is what the recipe asks us to keep in mind when we add our butter into the mix. So I think we're okay. Give me just a second so I can move the other butter chunks over there. And without further ado, we will alley-oop this into the bowl. All right. Let's see here. It's just to beat vigorously with a hand mixer. I'm gonna go ahead. I'll go with a spoon for this one. Right after I scrape some of the excess butter into the bowl. Ooh, butter is nice and soft. That's good. All right. It says in the instructions that we want to beat vigorously with a hand mixer for about 2 minutes. So I'll try to keep that in mind. Yeah, I think it was definitely a good call that we melted our butter a little bit. While I was upstairs, I also made a point of setting the time on the oven. Not the time, but the temperature. I decided to set it to 365 degrees because our oven actually tends to be a little bit more on the cooler side. So I figure that the little extra bump will probably be the best kind of medium between the two different temperatures. I've always wanted to try this the like mixture of like butter and raw sugar that so many of these delicious recipes start from. It must be terrible for you, like awful, but it looks and smells so good, and there's nothing, you know, there's nothing raw in it yet. It's not like there's like raw eggs. You know what, let's go ahead, let's zoom out for a second. I'll just do a little bit of this by hand. Create like a nice babe, ready to be taken on a trip across North America by a Norman Reedus fetus. Okay, I think we're good. Let's see here. Add the lemon juice and egg. Okay. Well, let's start with the lemon juice then. Here we go. This is a good enough knife. Eventually, I will have to start moving stuff away to the sofa beside me so that I can make more space. The lemon juicer is probably going to be the first thing on the docket because I have no use for it this stream outside of the lemon. Okay. Okay, and that's 1 entire lemon juice. I need 2 teaspoons, just 2 teaspoons of the stuff. One. And 2. And I don't want this to accidentally spill later, so I will drink the rest. That was it. Sorry, there was a little bit of a after tang there. That aside, very tasty. Very tasty. Oddly orangey. I mean, it's not surprising because they're both citrus. Okay. Where to next? Our egg. There we go. And now we gotta beat until well combined, according to the recipe instructions. All right. Let's see. Gradually add the flour, baking powder, and salt. Okay. Let's start off with the salt first. We'll go in reverse order. Let's see here. It's asking for 3/4. Oh no, wait, 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. Just that much. Okay. Oof. Oops. Let me just scrape the excess off into the garbage. And there we go. That's our 1/4 of a teaspoon. Let's see here. Next up, baking powder. It's asking for 1 teaspoon. Okay. Makes sense because the cookies do look kind of a little bit puffed up. And you know what? Actually, let's go ahead. I'm just going to mix in the salt and baking powder. Just integrate them in first so that we're doing this all in like gradual processes. Fuck. All right. If I said fuck earlier because you don't understand how tough it is, how physically strenuous it is to mix these things up. All right. We need 3 cups plus 1 tablespoon of flour. I'm going to start with cup number 1. Oh, might be too much. Oh, just a little extra. Get that in there. Oof. Damn it. How did such a... God damn, that was such a large, just waft of flour that spilled out. All right, I'm going to have to spread carefully. Make sure it's integrated without any abrupt surprise amounts of flour accidentally spilling out. All right, it's not perfectly integrated, but let's go to our second cup. Whew, again, hands getting real tired from this. I'm gonna have to give myself a treat very soon as compensation. So I'm going to need something to scrape off this spoon, get all of its excess residue in there. All right, let's do our last cup and our tablespoon. And yeah, just confirming it's 1 tablespoon. There we go. And we close that up. I'm going to put that back over there. And just to reconfirm, the instructions say that we want to scrape down after each addition, cover the bowl, gradually add the flour. Yeah, basically the idea is, yeah, we got to well integrate this. Okay. This is going to be a little bit tough. I'm going to take it slow and easy as I can take it, that is. Hold on, a little bit spilled out here. Without me even really trying. I'm going to try to grate it back into the bowl. At some point, I will have to resort to using my hands, but I want to hold off on having to do that for as long as I can. There's a lot of flour that fell to the bottom, and so I need to kind of like constantly scrape the bottom of the bowl so that I can get as much of it to come to the surface and integrate it with the rest of the dough. All right. Let's go ahead. You know what? Real quick. I normally don't like to do this, but I'm just going to take just a quick off-camera break so I can go and wash my hands real quick so that nobody can claim that I didn't take proper precautions when doing my cooking. Not trying to poison or make anyone sick, you know? There we go. Also, our water pump system is going crazy because it is raining up a storm in Montreal right now. I had to actually pump through a lot of that rain and wind. The good thing is that it has been especially warm for the past couple of days, like especially warm for February. Sorry, I need to go and slam the door shut. It's been especially warm for the past couple of days, and it was especially warm tonight. And so even though it was really rainy and really windy, it was pretty warm. And so it was like, I don't know, almost like getting a shower. Weirdly. All right. Okay. Just trying to make it into as much of a cohesive ball as I can, but I know I'm not going to be perfect. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and I know what I'm gonna do. Give me a moment. You might remember this as the plate that I used for grating the lemon. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove the additional little grated lemon flakes. I'm gonna flip it upside down, and there we go. Our bowl is nice and protected from the elements when we put it in the freezer, which I'm gonna do for like maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes most. So obviously it doesn't need as much time in there as it would need if it were the fridge. Okay, with that out of the way, let's start reading a little bit about our strawberry cookies for Newton. That's the actual name of the recipe. Well, now my hands are a little bit sticky from the previous cookies. I'll try not to get the cookbook too dirty. Did you know that food is linked to memory? Horizon says that the smell and taste of different meals can stimulate parts of the brain and connect to old memories. Wow, humans are very complex. This book is entirely narrated by this one character called Pathfinder that's a robot, which is why there was a little random remark in the middle of that paragraph. Horizon used to make these cookies for her son. So she says eating them again is the closest she's come to figuring out time travel, but I think she meant metaphorically. I hope she figures out time travel literally one day so she can make those cookies for him again. That would be a happy ending, which I want for all my friends. Ingredients, 1 1/8 cups butter, room temperature, 3/4 a cup of sugar, 1/4 of a cup of turbinado or raw sugar, 2 eggs, 2 1/3 cups flour, 2 ounces of freeze-dried strawberry powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/2 a teaspoon of salt, 2/3 a cup of white chocolate chunks, and 1/4 of a cup of white chocolate chips. Preparation, preheat the oven. In a bowl, beat the butter, sugar, and turbinado sugar with an electric hand mixer for 3 minutes until creamy. Add the eggs and continue beating for 3 minutes. Combine the flour, strawberry powder, baking soda, and salt in a separate bowl. Then add to the butter mixture. Combine with a spoon until ingredients just come together. Do not overmix. The dough is perfect when barely any flour still shows. Fold in the white chocolate chunks. Scoop the dough by heaping tablespoons and place about 1 inch apart in 3 rows on each baking sheet. For 9 cookies per sheet, place the chocolate chips on top and press lightly to adhere. Make the cookies the same size so that they will bake evenly. The dough will spread during the cooking, forming perfect circles. Bake each sheet of cookies for about 10 to 12 minutes and then remove. The cookies will be extremely soft, yada, yada, yada. You get the idea. All right. Let's go ahead and let's switch back to our top-down view. So step 1, we got to beat together our butter, sugar, and turbinado sugar. Let's go ahead. Let's mix things up a little bit. We're going to start with our turbinado sugar. I initially was a little bit concerned that this is going to take me a while to find. It wasn't hard at all. This is called Sugar in the Raw, natural turbinado sugar. And we got to, there's like one of those little things here that you got to open for the first time. That's weirdly very hard to open. I don't know why. There has to be something I'm not doing correctly. Uh-oh. Is it possible, can I just open it like this? Uh-oh, we're in trouble. Thought this is going to be easy, but it's not. Okay, there we go. There we go. We're in. Okay. How much of this stuff do we need? 1/4 of a cup. I'm going to go ahead and... Our measuring cup here still has a little bit of flour residue in it, but that's kind of about it. Not that big of a deal. Let's see. That's about it. There we go. Turbinado sugar is entered. Let's get our normal sugar in there as well. We need 3/4 of a cup. We don't need our turbinado sugar anymore, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put it over to the side. A little bit more. Hold on, let me put this a little bit more in view. There we go. 1 1/8 cups butter. So this is the other butter that you probably saw me showing off a little bit earlier. You know what? I've given this one ample time to... Oops. Hold on. Let me grab that real quick. I've given this one ample time to warm up, but it still feels like it's a little bit... Like, I don't know. I'm going to press into it right now with my spoon. I feel like we would be doing ourselves a favor by speeding up the process and letting it heat up a little bit in the microwave. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do just that. Give me a moment, because I'll also bring this upstairs at the same time. All right, I will be right back. Once again, butter is maybe a little bit more on the melted side, but it's sufficiently softened, which is what we wanted. So let's alley-oop it right in here, scrape up the remaining butter, and mix it all together. It's 9:12. At 9:20, I'll take the stuff that's currently chilling in the freezer out of the freezer and see how that stuff's doing. Okay. With this one, it says that we want to beat it with an electric hand mixer for 3 minutes, which is a lot of time. I don't know if I can even manage 1 minute, but I'll try. Okay, I think that's good. Add the eggs and continue beating for 3 minutes until fluffy. So let's go ahead and let's get our 2 eggs in here. Egg number 1. And egg number 2. And we'll go ahead and put our egg carton off to the side for now. All right. I'm supposed to beat this thing until it's nice and fluffy. We'll certainly try. Whew, a little bit more. Earlier, I promised myself that I would give myself a treat. And I never actually got around to that. So let's actually do that now that we're done with that intensive segment. These are mint slam biscuits. That's what they're called. I didn't make that up. These actually are going to go with the milkshake that we're going to be making at the end. But they only exist for garnish, so we're only going to need to use like 1 or 2 max. Just figured, you know what? While I have this entire box, if I can open it, there we go. Might as well have 1 or 2. Good stuff. All right. Combine the flour, strawberry powder, baking soda, and salt in a separate bowl. Then add to the butter mixture. No need to combine in a separate bowl. We'll just put it all in here. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to put the baking powder out of the way. For the baking soda, let's see here. We need 1 teaspoon, more than expected. Next up, half a teaspoon of salt, more than with the other one. That should be about enough. Okay, now this is where things get interesting. We'll add in the flour next. How much do we need? 2 1/3 cups of flour, so not as much as the last one. One cup. Two cups. And 1/3 of a cup. Come on. You know what? That's probably about good. There we go. We'll go ahead and we'll move our flour out of the way. Okay, so for the strawberry powder, I looked long and hard. I wasn't able to find any retailer that was selling strawberry powder that wasn't also trying to just completely price gouge me. And so what I decided to do is to make this stuff manually. So what I've done is I have gotten myself a bag of freeze-dried strawberry bits. It's just like bits of strawberry that are freeze-dried in this packet over here. In fact, I'll open it up now to give you an idea. The idea is that normally these are supposed to go in like smoothies or like mixed into like cereal or oatmeal or, you know, other similar things like that. Not really supposed to be eaten just as is, although it is totally fine to do so if you want to. What we are going to be doing is, I have right here our trusty dusty blender, and I have one of our little cups that normally I would use to make a little bit of smoothie for myself. I'm going to pour a little bit of the stuff in there. A little bit about, we only need 2 ounces, which is not a lot, but I figure I might as well do a little bit extra. I can always reuse whatever's left over with some other personal baking project on my own time. Let's see here. We gotta plug this in. Like such. And without further ado, let's go ahead and let's pulse it. Wow, I did not expect it to work that fast. Hold on. I'm going to give it one more pulse, and then we will stop. One more pulse. I'm going to open this bad boy up. And what do we see? Wow, it is... Ooh, is pungent. But wow, it is shocking how fine it is right off the bat. Okay. Let's go ahead. We're gonna unplug our blender, seeing as how literally that was the only thing we needed it for. Put it over here, out of the way. What are we gonna do? I know what we're gonna do. We have right here our measuring scale. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn it on. We're gonna switch to ounces. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put this measuring cup on it, and then we're going to reset the amount of ounces in it, and then we're gonna pour our strawberry whatchamacallit, strawberry powder in here until we reach 2 ounces. Oh, do we need more? Oh, shit. Wow, that's not even 2 ounces. Hold on, how many do we need to do? Okay, so we're gonna actually need a little bit more of this stuff. Okay, okay, okay. Interesting. I thought that would be enough, but I guess not. Okay. Yeah, I guess we'll just go ahead and we'll just do the whole sacket. I have another one of these packages upstairs in case I need more, but I hope that this will be enough. Oof. My apron is getting really dirty tonight. Where is... There we go. All right, power on and pulse. Okay, I think we're good. Let me just move this out of the side real quick. Okay. We're at 0.68 ounces. We got to reach 2. So let's hope that this is enough. Hope it's enough. It's 160. There's some... It's 164, but there's a little bit of residue clinging to the inside of the container. Let me just try to wipe it into the cup before I immediately rush upstairs and try to get more. Did that even get in there? Guess it did. 170 ounces. Wow, we're still not... I thought that for sure that single packet would be enough, but I guess not. Be right back. I'm going to go and get some more. Actually, before I do that, real quick, before I forget, I'm going to take our other cookie dough out of the freezer. And here we have it. Let's see. Uh-oh. How do I take the plate off this thing now? Fuck. Okay. All right, I'll put this over here for now. All right, I'm gonna go grab some more strawberry stuff. I'll be right back. I had a little bit of couscous salad while I was upstairs. Very tasty. Very tasty. Okay. Oops. Oh. I was really concerned for a sec. It seems like the thingy actually reset, which is not good. I'll have to figure something out there. Before I do, though, let's go ahead and let's make some more strawberry powder. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm just going to have to pour this back into this container temporarily. Reset. I'll pour this back into it. Come on, there's got to be... Yeah, there's a lot stuck at the bottom. I guess there's just some lingering moisture in the strawberry powder that results in it, or maybe just from some of the previous smoothies I made in this thing. It's got to be enough. It's at 191. I bet that if I just put the lingering stuff that's in this cup, it'll probably be okay. All right, so let's get that in there. Well, this strawberry stuff, it's really clingy. Really clingy. All right, now I just need to get the extra residual powder from out of this cup. Last little bit out of here. Okay. Wow, that took a way more effort than I thought it was going to, but at least we got it all in there. Close this up tight. We are going to move this stuff out of the way. Okay. That taken care of, let's go ahead and let's mix up some goddamn strawberry cookies. It says, combine with a spoon until the ingredients just come together. Do not overmix. The dough is perfect when barely any flour still shows. So don't overmix. That's the key takeaway here. Ooh, I'm really liking the way that this one visually is coming together. Take just a quick break to put this over here where we don't need it anymore. Some lingering bits of flour are remaining at the bottom of the bowl. Okay, I think that's integrated enough. I don't see any flour remaining. Next up, fold in the white chocolate chunks. So in terms of the chocolate, the white chocolate, I actually got two different kinds of chips. I got basically a, let me bring in the zoomed in main camera. I got like a black label, like gourmet. They're called a white chocolate couverture. Higher cocoa butter content. And so I'm wondering if maybe I should put these on top or maybe I should put these inside. I think inside is probably the better solution. So we'll go with these first. How many do we got to get in here? 2/3 of a cup of white chocolate chunks. We'll use the big measuring cup for this one. Let me just try a couple of them. Not bad, not bad. Let's toss a couple more in there. A couple more for myself. Okay. Don't want to eat too many. Not while the main course is still ahead of us. Okay, I think that's about good enough. Let's see here. Scoop the dough by heaping teaspoons in place on our baking sheet. Okay, I'm just curious. Yields 18 cookies. How many is the other one supposed to yield? 40 cookies. Oh. Oh, whoa, whoa. Huh. I probably should have read that ahead of time. Maybe plan things out a little bit more. Let's go back to the Miraculous Lifesaver cookies. Here we go. I'm gonna use a bigger baking tray for these boys. There we go. Fuck. These darn parchment papers. Their magical properties. Okay. Let's see here. So yeah, what we want to do is we want to take, you know, we could really use, oh no, you know what we'll do? You know what we'll do? I know what we're going to do. We're going to take the same plate that we used for the lemon zest, and we're going to pour our sprinkles in there. Now, where are the sprinkles? There we go. There we go. It's like when we made chicken wings. Okay. You know what? This is a good time to bring in the full top-down camera, considering we have quite the operation in front of us. Okay. So it says we need to make these things into walnut-sized balls. I'm going to try our best to do that without them breaking apart too much. Oh no, is it not? Uh-oh, is it not sticking to the thing? This is not good. This is not good. I didn't even think about that like it would have a lot of difficulty taking to the dough compared to the sugar thing that's supposed to go on this. Uh-oh. What-oh? Maybe if I like heat it up a little bit more, like if I heat it up in my hands for like a moment, will it take more easily to the little thingamabobs? Was it a mistake to put it into the freezer for that long? The problem is that the little like sugar, what is it called? Pearl sugar. Like you can see it kind of like forcing itself into the dough because it kind of has like a bunch of like little scraggly little shapes, whereas it seems like the sprinkles don't really work the same way. Okay, but if I really force it, but it comes off so easily. Maybe it would be better. Should I try rolling it in some chocolate chips? There is always that option, but then that's sort of what the strawberry ones are for. Yeah, it's not really working. Well, I feel a little bit bad because oh my god, I probably could have completely avoided the rain if I had not gone out of my way to get these sprinkles. But then again, I did also get some nuts at the same place that I got the sprinkles, so I guess it wasn't all that bad. Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna make these without the pearl sugar. It sucks, you know, when you have to kind of deviate from a recipe in a very specific way like this. But sometimes, you know, shit happens. Let me just have a little bit of water. Wow. I didn't know how parched I was. Okay. The recipe says that this particular recipe yields 40 cookies, but I feel like we can make a smaller, more denser amount than that. You know what? Now that I'm actually beginning to shape these into balls, I'm beginning to realize there's a lot of dough here. I'm going to make a full tray's worth, but I think whatever is left over, I might actually want to just freeze the rest temporarily until I have a moment to do the rest, rather than try to get all of it done in tonight's stream. All right. So I got 8 on the tray right now. I bet I can go up to 20. Oh man, it feels really good in my skin though. Like, this is a good feeling dough. It's too bad that I'm not able to put the little pearl sugar crystals on top. Total of 12. Probably going to get more closer to like 24. Maybe even 28. Now I understand why the recipe is like, yeah, you can reach all the way up to 40. It's weirdly a very yielding cookie dough. You can flatten out that. $17, $18. $19. $20, okay. Making sure they're well and evenly spaced apart from each other. Yeah, I'm gonna have to freeze some of this. $21. $22. $23. I could put a little bit more dough on this guy, actually. All right, last one. Okay. Just gonna make sure that these are nice and evenly spaced apart from each other. Even without the little pearl sugar thingies on top, I still expect these to be pretty good. They're gonna have a nice lemony taste to them, which is exciting. Oh, whoops. Gonna put these over to the side. There we go. As for the rest of the dough, first things first, I'm just gonna grab it and kind of ball it all up. What I plan to do is I'll probably put it in like a thing of plastic wrap. And I'll probably put like a thing of tape on it with a label for what it is. There we go. But before I do that, I'm just going to temporarily put it in the freezer the same way that I did before. Like this. Be right back. Man, I'm going to have to... Normally, I don't have to sweep after my streams, but this time around, I'm definitely going to need to grab myself a broom because I made a bit of a mess. Okay. Next up. Let's do our strawberry cookies. This one's going to be a lot more straightforward. Scoop the dough by heaping teaspoons and place about 1 inch apart in 3 rows on the baking sheet. 9 cookies per sheet for a total of 18 cookies. Maybe I'll do the same with this one, actually. It says 18 cookies. Maybe I'll just try to fit 9 or 12 on this one. Okay. Let's see here. A heaping teaspoon. Okay, so not super big, really. I mean, if we use the teaspoon as a measuring reference, this is almost way too big. Almost more like, I guess, kind of the same size as the other cookies, right? Good news is that with these cookies, it's actually a lot easier to roll them up. I know what we'll do. We'll put one in the middle. There we go. We'll make ourselves like a kind of like a circular-ish shape. And you know what, just for luck, hold on, I'm going to add a little bit more to this one. Just for luck, maybe I'll put one more in the center as well. Actually, you know what, fuck it. Even if they actually space apart, you know what, I'm going to just do a third row in the middle. I don't care. Don't give a crap. Okay. Before we put them in though, let's see here. Place the chocolate chips on top and press lightly to adhere. You know what? Thing is I just want to be careful because my hands are, covered in a little bit of cookie dough. I'm just going to go ahead real quick. I'm going to wash it. All right. This is just normal chocolate chips. I figured, like, we'll get like a decadent chocolate chip to put inside the things, and then for the topping, we'll just do like normal. So what we'll do is we'll actually first pour them in here. And then, you know what, actually, occurred to me, you know what, I'm going to actually put them on, crap, some of them fell on the floor. No! Oh my god, how is it some of them are falling? I'll just scoop them up later with the broom. All right, so this is where we apply them to the tops of the cookies. So in the illustration, they have like, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me bring in the image of the red cookie. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh my god, that's a lot. Can I even fit that many? I'll try, but it seems like 4 is like the most I can manage. They definitely staged the amount that are on some of those cookies in those photos. I'll squeeze a total of 6 in there. I think that's the most I can do. That one got 7 though, because it's special. Okay, come on, just a little bit more. Okay, and I think that's enough. I'm gonna, fuck, I was about to say I'm gonna throw out the chocolate chip cookies that are currently in my hand because I, don't want them to be contaminated with the raw egg from touching the cookie dough, but then half of them fell out of the garbage bin. I need a bigger garbage bin. Okay, well that's taken care of. I'm gonna go upstairs, and I am actually gonna bring my phone with me so that I can set the timer. And I will be back in a jiff. Let me just bring the half view back in so you can see my lovely face before I switch to the BRB scene. The timer is set, which means that it is time for us to make our milk. Before I do that, though, I feel a little bit bad about having this out temporarily. I'm just going to put it over here for a moment, but in a bit, I'll grab a plate so that I can put it in the freezer temporarily. Okay, I have assembled before me various creams and this bottle which contains milk because we are going to be making our milkshake. Let's go ahead and let's read a little bit about it. This milkshake is, of course, the Stim-Ulating milkshake because, of course, you use stims in Apex Legends to replenish your health. Octane has been very kind to help me with recipes for this cookbook, which is good because he works a lot faster than me. Octane's a very fast hero in Apex Legends. I used him a lot initially before I switched to Loba. He chopped them in so fast I couldn't see the knife. Used his bare hands to measure out ice cream and said that putting a lid on the blender was really more of a suggestion, amigo. Mirage has also been very kind about helping with the cookbook, so I'm sure he'll be okay with the mess we've made, especially after he tries the result. And this yields a total of 2 milkshakes. We need 7/8 of a cup of cream. We're going to be using a combination of the leftover cream and also half and half from our previous couple of recipes. 1.5 tablespoons of sugar, half a cup of milk, which is what's in this thing. 2 1/4 cups of vanilla ice cream. We actually have that in our freezer. Let's see here. 4 to 5 drops of mint oil, 1 to 2 drops of turquoise food coloring, 4 tablespoons of chocolate shavings plus more for garnish, 2 dark chocolate mint cookies, and 2 leaves of fresh mint for garnish. Number 1, combine the ice cream and sugar in a mixing cup and beat with an electronic mixer until stiff. Let's go ahead, let's bring in our top-down zoom. Okay, first things first, let's go ahead and let's get our cream in here. Now this cream, its best before date is March 24th. And it still smells fine, so I'm going to assume that it's going to be a-okay for us. It says that we need 7/8 of a cup, which I'm assuming we'll be able to reach no problem. What's in here? Oh, look at that. We're actually a little bit under, but that's what we have the half and half for. There we go. That should be fine. Okay. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to pour it in our bowl right over here. Like such. You know what? I am wondering, though, the moment that we take out the ice cream, now that I like think it through, the moment that we take out the ice cream, it's going to start melting. And that means that we're going to have a bit of a timer on how fast we can move and prepare certain things. How much time do we have left on the cookies? 9 minutes. Let me take a moment. Actually, let me switch to the full top-down view. Let me take a moment to just sort of move things around a little bit so that we can have a little bit more space to kind of like let the cookies properly, how should I say, be able to be splayed out with this thingamabob once we are done upstairs. Yeah, so I know we were all gung-ho about assembling these milkshakes, but I think actually it would be better if we actually spent just a minute getting things prepared on the table for the return of the cookies. Sorry, I know that. Oh, never mind. Thought something was showing on camera that wasn't actually showing on camera. Don't need the scissors. Actually, while we're here, I just thought of something. We need milk chocolate shavings. So here's the deal. Here's the deal. This is one of the cups that I'm planning on using for the thingy. I don't actually have these shavings already prepared. Instead, what I did is I actually got one of them chocolate bars, and what we're gonna do is shave it. So you know what? Let's actually do the shaving right now. This is Lindt Swiss Classic Milk Chocolate, a very luxurious chocolate bar for a very strange purpose. Okay. Where is the shaver? Oh, fuck, I brought it upstairs. Damn. Let's have a little bit. Just take ourselves for a minute. Enjoy life. Pretty good. Okay, well, we'll get the shaver then when we go get the cookies. Let's see here. I'll just do a little bit more cleanup on the table. You know what we can do, actually? I just thought of this. We can also move the parchment paper out of the way. We have mint. Problem with the mint is that some of the leaves have gone a little bit bad, so maybe we can take an opportunity to choose. Oh wow, I grabbed the sprig and it literally looks perfect, so I think we're going to use this. Yeah, I think that's probably the best one. Although maybe I should choose a backup. We'll grab that as your backup. Maybe we should have a backup to the backup. There we go. That's our backup to our backup. Move that over there. Let's see. Do we still need a tablespoon of sugar, but we don't need any salt. We're going to move our salt out of the way. So we now have just under 5 minutes remaining. You know what? Seeing as how we're not going to be dealing with any dough anymore, I'm going to take the opportunity to go wash my hands again. I'm realizing now from the amount of times that I've gone to the sink that's just out of me to wash my hands, that if/when I do the next season of this, I should probably incorporate a sink cam for that one. Originally, you might remember that when I did the previous 3 seasons of Kozibear's cooking, I had a sink cam that was over my sink upstairs. And I figured this time around, the sink downstairs, it's a little bit grimy. It's not exactly as presentable as a sink as the sink upstairs, but I don't like it when I walk off camera like this. I mean, it's fine if it's for a moment, so for me to like close a door, which is what I'm doing now. Or if, like, for example, I need to take something I no longer need on the table here and I got to put it over on the couch over there, just temporarily. That's fine. But like, the problem is when I'm like out of view for like, I guess like 10 to 30 seconds, that's when I start to feel a little bit guilty. So I think that's probably something I'll have to consider for the future. These white chocolate chips are not bad, but they're not as good as the more deluxe kinds, if you can believe it. This is a water bottle I was chugging from. So I'm kind of just doing commentary on the stream now. I always remember to get like a water bottle like this, but I feel like I oftentimes tend to forget about it during the streams, which is too bad because I usually do get pretty parched, pretty dried out while doing these things. So I'm always glad to have it on hand. This is, I don't know if I've ever talked about this, but this right here is actually the stand that I have the iPhone on. I actually made it entirely out of Connects. I don't know if you remember this, but during the early days of Kozibear's Cooking, back when we were doing season 1 and 2, I actually used a whole bunch of Connect structures to hold up my like various webcams and whatnot before I got like proper equipment to uphold it, because I was like, before I spend a lot of money on this stuff, let me come up with the most like minimum viable, cheapest way to suspend this stuff so that I don't go immediately buying all this crap and then I realize, oh, I probably shouldn't have done that. And yeah, it was kind of cool and kind of analog to kind of go back to doing that for my phone as well. What's cool about it is I can place it kind of like this, and then there's a little gap in here that I can slot my iPhone wire into if it needs a little bit of a charge. And typically the idea is that I look at my stream from my iPhone like this, so if anybody is commenting in the chat, I can basically on the fly respond to them, or I can see them up close. I also have my stream chat going on my PC as well, which is also in front of me, but it's a little bit further away. I can still see it, but this just guarantees that whatever messages get entered in the chat, I'm able to see no matter where it is that I'm looking, whether I'm looking close, whether I'm looking far. And of course, you know, obviously the iPhone is always convenient to have on hand in case there's something I need to look up on the internet, or, you know, maybe there's like a timer, for example, I have to set, which is what I'm doing right now. I'm not going to eat any of the mints this time, but I will grab a couple because we're going to need these for our milkshake. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to close this bad boy and I'm going to put it over there. Let's see here. Well, we have ourselves our peppermint and mint extract, which we're going to put in this thing closer. We have about 30 seconds left on our timer. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to open this bad boy up so that it's ready to go after we bring our cookies back downstairs. Honestly, I think that this was definitely better than having to do more Pokemon on stream. I thought this was a fun little way to waste 13 minutes just talking about my setup. All right, the timer just went off, so let's go ahead and let's grab ourselves some cookies. Be right back. The cookies have been officially baked, and we got some interesting results out of them. Starting up right up front, we have our yellow cookies. It's interesting because like without the little like pearl sugar thingies on them, they don't quite look as interesting as you would expect them to look. Give me just a minute. Grabbing my oven mitts. Underneath them, though, this is where things get really interesting. We have our red cookies, which look much better than I was expecting them to look compared to the yellow cookies, but also don't look as red as I thought they were going to be. Here we go. We gotta temporarily put the yellow cookies somewhere so I can put the red cookies on the thing. I know what I'm gonna do. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. I suspect I probably, when I take some photos of these for ye olde Instagram, ye olde Twitter, I'll probably focus more on the red cookies, or at least cookies that are supposed to be red, over the yellow cookies. I suspect the yellow cookies will probably still be tasty, though. Okay. There we go. I wasn't expecting the tops of the white chocolate to get singed like that, to be totally honest. But at least I managed to catch them just in time. Their sizes ended up being kind of perfect. Also, the strawberries smell very pungent. Not expecting that. Okay. Okay, perfect. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to... Right, I should probably grab another oven mitt. There we go. All right, we'll bring in the other cookies. They do feel really good, though. Like, there's something about the way they feel that I find very satisfying. I think they're gonna ripen up real nicely. Again, even if they might not be the most picturesque cookies we've ever made on the channel. Also, their bottoms are lightly browned, which would indicate that they're basically ready. So I don't know what the deal is. I guess we really do need those little specks of sugar. Maybe I need to make them even smaller. It's tough sometimes. The recipe said to make them the size of like a walnut, but everyone has a different interpretation of what that should mean. There we go. And there we go. Both taken care of. All right. Now, I'll just leave them like this for now. I was going to move them elsewhere, but that might create a bit of a catastrophe, so probably better to just leave them be. We got to get some ice cream in here. Okay. So we need 2 cups of the stuff. I put a sticker on it that says, need this for baking, because I didn't want anyone to just see the vanilla ice cream in the freezer and opportunistically be like, oh, vanilla ice cream. Okay. Just trying to move this out of the way a little bit. You know, let's bring in the full top-down view once more. Okay. All right. Says we need 2 cups of this stuff. Let's go and let's get ourselves some ice cream. Maybe I should have actually taken the ice cream out sooner so that it would have softened up a little bit, to be totally honest. Oh well, no turning back at this point. Man, they must have really turned up the saturation on that photo of the strawberry cookies, because my cookies are not nearly that red. Again, they don't look bad. They don't smell bad. There's some tomfoolery going on in those recipe photos. Just a little bit under a cup of the ice cream. That might be a little bit too big of a chunk, actually. Let's see. Put a little bit more in here. I can fit a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Okay, I think that's fine. I'm gonna put... God fucking damn it. Like, I stuck the spoon fast in there, and this everything wants to get on the ground on this stream. I don't know why. Gonna put the ice cream back in the freezer. This brand of ice cream is Cook ice cream, by the way. Or I think it's pronounced Kaladi Cook. Actually, while I'm doing that, while I was upstairs, I actually got myself a plate so that we could properly refrigerate the other cookie dough. So let's actually go and do that right now. I'm trying to figure out where I can temporarily put this plate. Here we go. We'll use this fork. Scrape off the excess dough. Wonder if the author used red food coloring. Anyways, all right, and into the freezer you go. Maybe I'll create like a freezer cap for next stream. That would be next season, rather. That would be fun. Okay. Doesn't fit perfectly. I'll have to rearrange some stuff in there later. All right, getting back to the preparation work for the ice cream milkshake. Combine the cream and sugar in a mixing cup with an electric mixer until stiff. Oh, interesting. So we actually have to combine the cream and sugar first. Probably should have looked a little bit ahead there. All right, where are the measuring spoons? Here they are. We need 1.5 tablespoons of sugar. It's 1 tablespoon. It's about a half. There we go. All right. Now, I know that last time around, this thingamabob didn't work perfectly when we had to beat some cream, but it's what we have on hand, so we're going to give it a shot. This is, of course, my hand blender. Where are we? You got the thing. Next time around, I gotta do 6 episodes instead of 7. Gotta get it more and more compact. Beat until stiff. Let's go. Ooh, stiffening up actually faster than I thought it was going to stiffen up. Okay. I think that's good. Next up, we gotta add the milk, the ice cream, the mint oil, and food coloring. Let me just really quick. I need something for this thing to rest on without it knocking the thing over. I have an idea. There we go. I think that's fine. Actually, you know what? Let's take ourselves a little quick cookie break. I think the cookies have cooled down enough. I think we can have ourselves one of these little lemon cookies. See how it tastes. Okay. Okay, wow. It tastes like a shortbread cookie. I mean, I knew that there would be a lemony taste to this, but I did not expect it to be that intensely lemon. Wow. I gotta hold back. And great texture too, but I gotta hold back. I gotta focus on preparing the milkshake. Okay. Let's go back to full top-down view. Let's see. Add the milk. Let's go ahead. We'll add the milk right away. Milk's in there. Mint oil, peppermint, and mint extract. How much of this stuff? 4 to 5 drops. I'll just try to eyeball it. 1. That's more than a drop. That's like 2. 3, 4, 5. I think that's fine. And now food coloring. Now for the food coloring, what I figured I'd do is I just take a mix of like blue and green food colorings. And I guess we can adjust as we go. 1 to 2 drops of turquoise food coloring. So I bet if I do 2 blue and 2 green, we should be okay. Okay, should be fine. And last but not least, we got to get our ice cream in here. Let's go. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and let's blend, blend, blend. Oh, this ice cream is almost brick-like. It's a little bit tough to blend. I just gotta keep pushing downwards and eventually we'll get what we want. Oh no, did something break? Don't tell me something broke. Crap, did something break? Please don't tell me something broke. Fuck, something might have broken. But what the fuck broke? There's like a little piece of the hinge here that broke. Oh no. God damn. Why does everything have to break? All right, maybe if I just hold it in place. I'm gonna hold it in place. And I'm gonna allow it to do its job as much as it possibly can. Making sure not to accidentally spill this thing over. But god damn it, why is it that all these blender thingamabobs break on my stream? Okay, now if I just stir around a little bit at the bottom. I think I got everything. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to temporarily... God, that sucks. I'm going to put that temporarily in there. Next up, the chocolate shavings. I'm going to make sure that I don't forget about this piece. Maybe I can re-glue gun it back in. Where is it? Here we go. I brought up a plate. What we're going to do real simple is we're going to take the chocolate from earlier and we're going to grate it onto this plate with the same grater that we used for our lemon zest earlier. Yes, yes. Come on, little one, yield all of your shavings to me. Says we need 4 tablespoons of this stuff. Now, actually wondering if that's even possible, but we'll see. Where is the measuring spoon? No, it's around here. Oh, there it is. It's hidden underneath the bowl. Okay. Let's see. Can I get myself at least 1 tablespoon of this stuff? Yes. There we go. Can I get another tablespoon with what we just did? Not quite. All right. Gotta grate some more. Certainly an unusual way to consume chocolate. Okay. All right, 2nd tablespoon's in. See how many more we can get out of this. Well, a lot was clinging to the insides of this thing. This chocolate is wont to do. Third tablespoon, and there we go, 4th tablespoon. Thing says to use the same mixture as earlier, but you know what? Fuck it, I'm just gonna use this fork. Keep things real, simple, and analog. So my hands are covered in so much chocolate right now. Okay. Just gonna wipe down my fingers so they're not covered in chocolate. Last thing we gotta do, we gotta divide it up between these two cups. Ooh, this might be a little tricky. So it seems like I'm putting all of it in just this one because it all fits in here. I guess I'll just put the remainder in this one. All right. And so if I just give this one a swig, let's see how it tastes. Down the hatch. Fucking A, that came out great. I'm shocked. Wow. All right. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to very carefully. Got to apply a couple of mint cookies to this one. We still have this one fork over here. Maybe I can make like a little indent. Kind of. Or maybe not. Maybe all it actually needs is the mint. Maybe so long as we got the mint in here, we'll be good. But maybe if I just... What if I, like, file it down? It keeps breaking apart. Okay, I think that's good. I think that's about as good as we're going to get it. Last thing before we close out tonight's stream. We got to have ourselves some of the red cookies. See how that one turned out. All right, bottoms up. The mint cookie thing just fell off the milkshake. Interesting. The strawberry is actually not as prevalent in the taste as I was expecting it to be. It's more mild, but I think that that's actually okay. Overall, I think I would call this a successful stream, though. Successful stream. I just wish I could file down one of these cookies. Maybe I'll need to get a knife from upstairs. All right. Man. Unfortunately, I ended the stream on a little bit of a lower number. So you know what? I think that we'll close out tonight's stream without doing a raid. I think we'll just turn it off as is. And with that, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning into tonight's stream. Remember that this is Season 4 of Kozibear's Cooking, and that new episodes of it are currently streaming live every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on twitch.tv/CozyBearLive from now until March 13th. You can also watch past VODs of both this season and the entirety of Season 3 of Kozibear's Cooking over at youtube.com/@Kozibear7231. And if you want to keep up with me outside of my streaming efforts, you can find me on both Twitter and Instagram at AlexKozina. That's AlexKozina. Guys, take care. This is a real fun stream, and I mean, I think the results of it speak for themselves in terms of how good they taste. Have a good night.